Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. What's up guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert, do your own research. Today I'm going to go through Bitcoin and Ethereum. Sorry for the lack of videos the last several, I don't even know last time I filmed, weeks maybe. I've been lazy and just busy with other stuff. But today I will be reviewing Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm hopefully going to start cranking out more videos more this week and in the next several weeks. So, yep, I need to just do that just because I enjoy them, and hopefully you guys do too. Okay, so where are we at right now? So let's just go back a little bit more contextually. Okay, cool. We'll just check this out. All right. So what are we looking at here? Bitcoin obviously went from 15K all the way up to 25K, went like 50% up in the matter of a few weeks. After spending several weeks chopping around and consolidating, this was just overall accumulation at this point, where after the FTX news in November, price consolidated for quite a while, and then it had a strong move up. Where are we at now? So it's easy, in my opinion, to contextualize Bitcoin in terms of just kind of an overall big trading range. The trading range would be essentially from 17K all the way up to 25K. Fuck it, I'll just go ahead and clear it all out. So you can maybe contextualize the range like this. It might be better something like this. It's probably better. Pretty reasonable. The range low is very, I mean, everything is subjective here, because you see this range low has been tapped several times all across these other areas. Generally speaking, the ranges are established within the first few candles though. After a big dump, for example, you'll see something like okay, so typical price action, you'll see something like this where it goes here, dumps, huge amount of volatility within the first few wicks, and those will usually establish the range that you're playing with. You'll typically see something like this, or you'll see like price come back up and then come back down. This is very typical price action overall. Okay, so where are we at right now? As I said, price dumped after FTX, consolidated for a few weeks, and now moved up. Now it is currently retesting the lower areas around 21K. Now, where are we at overall? Price consolidated a lot within this 17K to 25K area. I mean, it consolidated here for several months, from July all the way to November, where price just pretty much was in this overall trading range, didn't do a whole lot, chopped around, and alts continued to bleed for the most part during this time. And now alts are currently full sending. And I'll do some altcoin charts later this week, so we'll check that out. But for now, just going to rely on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin moved up from 15K all the way up to 25K, or near 25K, and or 24K. Pulled back a little bit and is now retesting this 200-day EMA. This 200-day EMA is, generally speaking, a good support or resistance area, depending on the context. For example, it was all resistance all the last time it tapped all throughout 2022, where anytime price moved up to the 200-day EMA, it pulled back. And right now, we saw such a strong move right here. Price flipped the 200-day EMA and currently tested it as support. And as I said, it's going to act as support or resistance depending on the overall context of it, where, if price flips the EMA and comes back down to it, it should be support. And alternatively, as it reaches it before its resistance. So again, there's a lot of nuance with it, and it's not always going to provide support or resistance. It's really just dependent on a lot of different factors and the way that the price looked before it ran up to the EMA, and the interactions with that there. So, I would just maybe like check out how price interacts with the EMAs and see the overall context, not just like simply say it's support or resistance. Anyways, what we're seeing right now, in my opinion, is where the overall low is being formed right now. So this is the most important part of it, in my opinion. This run is really strong from 15K to 24K, but what's most important is the next step up. And what I mean by that is, from a market structure context, is when you see price come back, make a big move up, what you want to see at this point is price to form a higher low from where it was before, and then a higher high. So, this would be like the higher high. This would be the higher low compared to some of the lows back here. And then, and that to me, in my opinion, is a bullish market structure. What we might see here, there's a lot of different ways that this could play out. So, we already hit a high. We're going to hit a low, but where the next high is set, if we come up and we make kind of a weak low, and it's a lower low from where we last saw this lower high from this last high. So, for example, if we see a lower high than this last wick here at 24K, then and if price does something like this, where it chops around for a bit and then hits a lower high and then comes back down, at that point, I think that we're just over and done with for a while. I think price just comes back down to the 18Ks, 15Ks. And, it's also possible that price doesn't even make that high. It could just chop around here and then just start distributing at that point, and we just go lower. Of course, at that point, we're just done for a while. This, in my opinion, this kind of 20K area would be a very key area, in my opinion. It's around the 200-day EMA. It's right around the high volume node area from volume profile, right around 21K. And that, in my opinion, this is just like a very key area. And it's kind of a must hold, in my opinion, because I really think that this area should be the low that gets formed. And good lows take a long time to form, guys, too. It's really important to note that, is that, like, unless it's hyper bullish conditions where, like, you see like a small retest and just keeps going, we're not in those current conditions. What you want to see right now is you just want to see price hit a high, and then it takes a week or 2 weeks or whatever, a few weeks, and forms a good low, solid base, and then it continues up. That's what you really want to see in this current environment. If we see something like it goes back down, comes back for a quick second, and then just continues up, it's not very sustainable. Whereas you want to see price chop around this area for, a week, 2 weeks, whatever. That would be really solid, in my opinion, for overall continuation of this move. But, as I said, there's a lot. We really need to observe where the next high is set, and also where, if this current area holds. This, I would view anywhere from this current area to 20K, this kind of being like a very key low area, in my opinion. So let's go to another chart here. This is... Okay, so I posted this chart on Twitter several days ago, actually before my trip. And this is a little bit cleaner of where I was explaining, before contextually, of price is probably going to come back down, and it needs to hit this higher low here, and then a higher high. So we consider this high around 24K. And if it breaks that area cleanly, I mean like not just like a quick wick above and then close below. I mean like a solid break to like 26K or something. At that point, I think that we can see it coming back down, going higher and just continuing up. But I think that we need to hit that higher high, and this needs to be a clear higher low. That, in my opinion, would be a clear bullish market structure. At this point here, there's some bearish indicators where, if we hit a lower high, this comes back up to, say, 22K, 23K, and then just breaks down, or just breaks down here. Obviously, at that point, we're just going to go down to 20K. 19K here has a fat area of it's the point of control over this entire range. So this should be very strong support, I would think. There's just a lot of trading activity at that point, and this area should act as support if price retests that area. To be clear, I actually don't really necessarily think the bottom is totally in. I wouldn't be surprised if price continues higher, maybe to 25K. I have always expected it going to 25 to 30K, and I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 30. eventually, but it would make a lot of sense to me if price trades up to 25K to 30K and then comes back all the way down to 20K or something like that, or 17K, or even 15K. Again, I don't really know. That, like, on a macro level, what it would look like is price hit consolidated around July 2022 all the way down, hit a big rally, where price comes back up. That's the current rally that we're in right now. And then we come back down again, and we would hit some sort of like double bottom. That would make a lot more sense. And then maybe end of 2022, that's the point where the bear market is starting to get close to over, and then we trade higher overall. So those are kind of my overall macro thoughts. I do still believe actually that we are going to hit 25 to 30K. I feel pretty confident about that, and there's several reasons why. But GCR put out a good tweet today. If it's really interesting to see how price reacts to news, and with all the news that came out over the last week, and I was busy for the last little bit, where there's a lot of FUD like BUSD and Paxos and all that other stuff. The market didn't really blink that hard. CPI came in a little hot today as well, and again, the market really didn't really move in either direction. So I think that I still feel pretty confident that 25K is going to get tapped. And if you look at volume profile here, the next strong area up is around 30K. It could fill this overall gap of trading activity where price doesn't really have a whole lot of trading activity between 25 to 30K. And we can see that filled out. So I do believe that this is a current low forming. I don't know how much longer it's going to take. Hopefully a little bit longer, where price just chops around the 200-day EMA, chops, forms a higher low, and then we go higher to 26K. And then this wick should provide a good short initially, but again, it's going to be dependent on how price gets there and all the preceding price action. So that's kind of my overall thoughts right now of Bitcoin. Let's briefly look at Ethereum. Ethereum looks pretty strong overall. I do believe that I really still am shooting for the highs around 2K for Ethereum. Price has chopped around this area for quite some time. And you can see that also with volume profile. There's just a lot of trading activity between this 1500 and 1680 area, or 1700. Price is chopping around, consolidating right around this 200-day EMA, and interacting with that EMA a lot. I do believe personally that the 2K areas will come, though, as long as Bitcoin is steady. So not really a whole lot of updates with regards to ETH. The overall chart still looks okay to me, but still would wait for a break of $1,700 before really considering the 2K area coming. So if you're a safe trader, you could like wait until this breaks and then comes back up. And alternatively, this current area should be support. Like it should be okay support, but like there's probably stronger support a little bit lower, like 1400 or something, or even lower, like 1350. But again, it really just depends on your overall strategy. I've just bought Ethereum in this area. I'll just continue to accumulate. If it goes lower, then that's also fine. I'm just gonna buy a lot of ETH in this area, and I will just hold it for a few years and just wait for it to make me a lot of money. So overall, that's kind of my overall plan for Ethereum. Just kind of like DCA, not really worried too much about this stuff right here. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will be doing some altcoins in this coming week, and cheers.